Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in the program. We're going to visit for a little while with Tracy Hunt from the Boys and Girls Club of Faulkner County. Hey, Tracy.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having us on. We appreciate it very much.
I'm glad you reached out again this year. We were thrilled to talk about this event last year, and y'all did really well with the black and white event last year.
We did. Actually, we made more than we've ever made on the event, and we were able to help more kids than ever at the facilities there in Faulkner County.
Well, when she says help kids, wait till you hear everything that the Boys and Girls Club of Faulkner County offers these children. And the thing that we're here to talk about is the big black and white event, which happens every year. And this year it's going to be at a new location. So as we get started, tell everybody the date and the time and where it's going to be.
Yes, we are so excited this year. It is going to be, as usual, on a Thursday night. It's going to be July the 26th. We are starting a little bit early. We're making it from 6 o'clock until 11 o'clock. And we're doing that because this year we're going to have Tragically White, the band, to come and play, and that gives them a little bit more time to entertain us and for us to dance. We're having it at Legacy Acres Event Center, which is a new event center in Conway that we are so pleased to have. We can fit more people, more tables, which mean more sponsors, and in the end host more people at the event and be able to make even more money for the children.
That's just awesome. And Legacy Acres is brand new. This is the first I've heard of the place.
Yes, this is actually the first event that is going to be at Legacy Acres. And it's right across, if you're going instead of left into Conway on the Salem exit, you'll take a right, and we will have signs pointing the way to get you to the event.
Excellent. All right. And for those of you who do plan to be there, as she said, it does start a little bit earlier than a lot of these events start, 6 p.m., but that's a good thing because there's dinner.
There is. It's a sit-down dinner that we're having catered in. We will also have a live, a super silent, and a silent auction. Of course, dancing, as we've mentioned. So it's a good time to go out and have fun and enjoy making your donation to the Boys and Girls Club.
Well, as much as you want to eat at dinner, go ahead and enjoy yourself because when Tragically White plays, you're going to burn some calories.
Oh, exactly. That's what I plan to do.
You don't have to worry about the diet on that dinner. You will be burning off those calories when the dancing starts, that's for sure. The date again is Thursday, July 26th, and it'll be at Legacy Acres in Conway, and we'll tell you how to get tickets and such as we continue our conversation. But I really want to kind of go over the numbers of kids that are being helped by the Boys and Girls Clubs of Faulkner County. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of kids.
We are. It's amazing. We have both, of course, the school programs that happen through the school year where they're picked up after school. They're helped with, homework if they need it. They have art programs. They've got, everything, all types of sports. That they keep these kids busy and they're having fun while their parents are at work.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're able to be picked up. And then in the summer, it's an all-day affair. And so our workers there at the Boys and Girls Club keep everybody busy and active and, entertained, again, while the parents are at work.
It's really well organized. It's well laid out. Like there's a rotation that happens when they get to the Boys and Girls Clubs. And it allows them to stop at every little section of whatever activity, entertainment, homework, help that is offered.
It is. And we've got some great, basketball programs. I don't know that it would have helped me because I'm really poor at sports. But see, it could have. We never know.
That's right. You might have been great.
Exactly. I just didn't get a chance to go to the Boys and Girls Club. But I want to help them. And so that's what we try to do. We try to help everybody that needs a place to go. We're helping about 250 kids on a daily basis at the Conway location and about 60 at Mayflower. And already the need is there for expansion. I mean, we have people that are waiting in line on the days when there's registration for both, the fall and spring, situations and also for the summer programs. And within an hour, they're filled. And we have, waiting list, and we have people that we can't help just simply because we don't have the room or the funds to do it yet. So, again, that's why we have this event, and we want to help as many kids as possible. And, that's what it's all about, helping the kids.
Well, you're exactly right. And the need for even more expansion is above and beyond the some 250 kids every day at the Conway unit. The Mayflower unit averages about 60 kids every day. And you've got plans, hopes, pie in the sky plans to expand even more. Tell me about some of those cities that you hope to get into and where else you plan to be.
We hope to go into Greenbrier. That's one of the things. You can't go far enough into Faulkner County. I mean, there's such a need. Yeah. And we've got so many kids that after school, there's not a place for them to go because most people, it takes two incomes
Mm-hmm.
to make a living. And as a single mom, I certainly understand that. So, and I've got 4 kids myself. So it's something that, when you know your kids are being well taken care of, you can concentrate better on your work. And that's what we try to help with at the Boys and Girls Club. But of course, there's always transportation needs, getting the kids to the club from the schools. There are always needs, for larger and more expansive facilities. And so we just want to do our part as the board members and as the event committee to do as much as we can to raise as many funds. And this year, our goal is over $100,000, and we plan to make it.
Well, you are a determined person.
I am. I am.
I've noticed that about you over the couple of years that we've known each other, so I have no doubt that you're going to make this. And one of the ways that they make it is through the 3-tiered auction system that y'all use at the Black and White event. I do a lot of talks with folks who have events coming, but I think yours is about the only one that has 3 different levels of auctions. There's the silent, there's the super silent, and then there's the live auction. And yours is one of the events that has some of the most exotic items on it, African safaris and trips to the Dominican Republic. Let's go over some of the things that are going to be available.
We try to go above and beyond with anything we do, and we'd like to be different. So, yes, our super silent is a step above a regular silent auction in that they're larger donation items, and most of those are usually trips. Or tickets to the Cardinals, just depending on, how many live auctions items we have.
Right.
But this year for the live auction, we've got a stocked bar cart. And what that is we've actually had a bar made, and we have it fully stocked with anything you would ever need to make. And so that's one of the auction items that we do every year that all of the board members, we donate to make sure that that's fully taken care of. And it usually raises quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
And then we have Cardinals tickets. The tickets are actually located behind the dugout. And we have a lot of Cardinals fans being here in Arkansas.
Indeed.
So those usually go for quite a bit. We have a Louis Vuitton purse that we have donated by Braswell & Son. And it's a gorgeous piece this year. It's in the lighter colors. We also have a matching wallet that we will do separately because some people want to have the purse and the wallet. Some people just want one or the other. We like to give them options. We've got an African safari that's donated by John Wycliffe and Run Wild African Safaris. And it is a 5-day, 4-night African safari that will keep you on your toes. It's fully inclusive for the first 2 days. And then after that, I believe it's lunch and dinners that are not taken care of. But they're on locations. The reason why they do that is because you have options of, I believe it's 7 to 10 restaurants that you're able to choose from. And they hate to just tell you exactly where you're going to go. They give you some options.
Nice.
Then we've got a yacht trip that's also donated by John Wycliffe. It's on a 47-foot yacht that's located in Heber Springs. And he is going to take you out for 3 hours and give you wine and cheese and show you the sights. And it's for up to 8 people. And we should have a lot of good donations based on that.
Fun.
We're also going to have a trip for 2 to dove hunt in Argentina. And that one's a new one for us this year.
Wow.
And I'm excited because I'm an avid dove hunter myself. So I will be probably bidding on this one. But we won't tell anybody. And then we have in our super silent auctions, which again, we can only have so many live auctions, but these are also so very nice. We call them super silents, and they're in a separate area. So make sure if you do come to the event, you look at this table because it's got some phenomenal things that not everybody offers. We've got a trip that has included its hotel, food, and air for Lake Tahoe. We've got a Scottsdale golf trip that also includes airfare. We've got a Dominican Republic trip for 2. It includes airfare and 4 nights at the Westin Punta Cana Resort. And I actually bought one of these last year. And I'll be honest, it was probably one of my favorite trips. I've traveled all over the world. It was excellent accommodations. It was 5 minutes from the airport to the resort. The resort was absolutely beautiful, and they took such good care of us that, truthfully, I may have to bid on this one too. So sure. And then we've got a rod and reel fishing getaway with airfare. And what that is it gives up to 5 locations that you can choose from all over the country, that they will take care of your accommodations. They will take care of the guide service, and that is very reputable, and that they've, proven to be a very good guide, because we want to make sure that people have an excellent time. And it also includes airfare. So they actually get a choice with that.
Wow. Yeah, you weren't kidding when you said these are unique items, and
we try
top
to be
of the line.
different.
Yeah, well, you've accomplished that for sure. And with last year's record-setting fundraising, people are really interested in buying these things.
Well, exactly. We try to find different things that guys will like, girls will like.
Yeah.
People can take as couples trips. Last year, we offered 2 different golf trips to California, and we actually had couples buy them, that wanted to go
Oh,
together.
yeah.
So it worked out really nice that, I believe there were like 4 different couples that went on that trip.
Very nice. Very nice. One of the things that you have to think a little bit longer about when it comes to exotic trips like this and bidding on them and making these large donations to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Faulkner County, the money's being used for kids who are on the other end of the spectrum,
Yes.
and they're not getting the food that they need at home. Boys and Girls Clubs are feeding them. During the summer, gosh, you're feeding them two meals.
Yes, it's amazing what they do. And, that's the one thing that no child should ever have to worry about is where their meal is coming from. They
Amen.
shouldn't be hungry. We found, of course, there are studies that prove that, if they're hungry during school, they're not concentrating as well because they're hungry. And so we want to make sure in the summer, we get that meal to them, especially at lunch, and it's, provided free from the club. And again, that's what some of these funds go to provide.
And you begin to see why it takes so much money to run 2 different clubs. And if you expand into Greenbrier and Valonia and an additional one maybe in Conway, it's going to cost even more. And you're not going to want to lower your standards as to what you're making available for the kids. So it's not a surprise that 60,000 last year. Well, let's go for 100,000 this year because we're going to need it.
Well, that's just it. Any amount that we get, we spend on those kids, and the need is just great. And so we want to do everything that we can to help.
Well, you're doing that absolutely every single year. The Black and White event is what we're talking about. The Black and White Affair event happens this year, Thursday, July 26th, from 6 to 11 p.m. at the brand new location in Conway, Legacy Acres. In addition to this being the first event that's going to be at Legacy Acres, I guess it's been used as a wedding site or something?
It has been a wedding venue up until now. It was just opened up in May, and so there have been a few weddings out there, and we will be the first event. So we're going to capitalize on that and show off the new event center and enjoy our time there and dance and eat and drink and give donations.
That's right, and raise money for the Boys and Girls Club of Faulkner County. Legacy Acres is, if instead of turning left to go into Conway on Salem Road exit, you turn right.
Correct. If you're coming from Little Rock, you'll take the Salem exit, turn right. You'll go up about a quarter of a mile and right through the little bypass area. There's a left, and you'll see signs. It's very easy to get to, and we've got it all ready to make sure you don't miss the turn.
Well, I'm glad you said if you're coming from Little Rock. I just made that assumption. But if you're coming from Morrilton, of course, it's going to be the other way around.
Well, it's amazing. We have a lot of people come from Little Rock, of course, from Faulkner County, but even up from Russellville. And we've had some people come in, from as far as Fayetteville, Springdale, and Rogers.
That's great. That's great. Well, I'm not surprised with a selection of auction items like this. An African safari. Which country does it go to? Do you know?
Botswana, it does.
Oh, my gosh. This is just so exotic. I love it. Well, one of the reasons that it does cost so much to make sure the programs are up to the levels that they want them at the Boys and Girls Club of Faulkner County is because of the vehicles that are needed to get the kids to and from, especially during the summer. There's lots of field trips that they go on and so on. And just to be kind, Tracy, you're not talking about brand new 2018 vehicles here.
No, we're not. We try to get the best, source of transportation for the least amount of money. So usually we're dealing with much older vehicles, and of course there's maintenance involved with those. And again, we always want to upgrade and make sure that every vehicle that we add is good, it's safe, but those are hard to find when you're dealing with multiple amounts of children coming from several different schools all over Conway, because Conway School District is very large. There's actually, there's 5 elementary schools, there's 5 middle schools, and those are the ones that these go to. So we have to have a vast assortment in our fleet.
Yes. And then there's not only the maintenance of them, but there's insurance and there's everything else and all the things that go into it. A lot of people don't think about it in that depth, and you don't need to. That's what the people who run it, the board, thinks about, and the people who are there every day running the Boys and Girls Club of Faulkner County. But what you can do is show up at these wonderful events and make donations and buy some of these wonderful auction items and just enjoy yourself. With Tragically White going to be there, it truly is going to be a fun time. And there's just no reason in the world not to make this one of your big nights in the month of July. Could you talk at all about the people that are there every day during the summer and operating the Boys and Girls Clubs? Who are these wonderful people?
Oh, they're
and their
fantastic.
big-hearted donation of time?
They are. We are so lucky to have Clint Brock and Lisa Bray that spearhead all of the activities, and the office work there that they do.
Yeah.
They are keeping everybody organized. They have volunteers. Of course, they've got staff. And these people go in every day energized. And I'm sure that they sleep well every night. I will just say that because those kids are active, and of course, right now with it being so hot, everybody's indoors.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is hot outside.
Yeah, and when you've got 6-year-olds, their energy level doesn't flag just because we as adults know it's too hot to be out there running around. They're still going to go for it,
Exactly.
and you got to watch out for that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, it's a great staff. It's a great organization. The work you're doing is really God's work, and that's why I invite everybody to be at the Black and White Affair on Thursday, the 26th of July from 6 to 11 p.m. at the Legacy Acres venue in Conway. The auctions are great. The food is great. The entertainment is great, and you'll meet an awful lot of nice people who are really doing some great work. So we appreciate you coming in and telling us about it.
Thank you so much for having us. And just so they know, it's $50 for the ticket to get inside the door. And if you want to buy tickets ahead of time, if you want to call me, I'm the chair, Tracy Hunt. My number is 501-932-7608.
Okay.
And if they would like to go by the Boys and Girls Club of Faulkner County, they also have tickets. And that is located on Robinson Street in Conway, Arkansas. And their number is 501-329-8849. And one thing I didn't mention, and I do want to bring this up, we actually have another phenomenal raffle item that we're doing this year. And it is donated from Francis M. Fine Jewelry. It is actually a beautiful necklace and diamond ring totaling over 5.25 carats.
Wow.
And it is valued at $8,900. One ticket is $50 or three for $100. And so that is something I haven't mentioned. But again, a phenomenal item by a great entity there in Conway that wants to help out the Boys and Girls Club as well.
Definitely go for the 3 tickets for $100. That's a great deal right there.
Oh, yes.
Triple your chances, too. Let me give you those phone numbers in case you were fumbling around to write them down when Tracy gave them. This is to get tickets for the Black and White Affair, which is on this Thursday, July 26th in Conway. Tracy gave out her personal number. It's 501-932-7608. And if you'd like to call the club itself, it's 501-329-8849. Or you can swing by. They're on Robinson Street in Conway, and it's $50 a ticket.
That's perfect. Thank you so much for having us on. We appreciate it so very much and all that you do to help us get the word out and let people know about our event.
Well, I'm glad you reached out. We're here for you.
Thank you.
Tracy Hunt, who's the chair for this year's Black and White Affair. It's going to be on the 26th of July, and if you need more information, use any of those numbers or call us here at the stations. We keep all the information that Tracy gave us in the studio so we can answer those questions. Please stay tuned. We're going to visit with somebody else here on the program in just a minute.